Welcome back. This is the final matchup today. We have a pretty good grudge match going on. We have Test Alliance versus the Godfathers, which a little history that you don't know. Test Alliance and Godfathers both kind of live around Fountain, with the Godfathers harassing Test daily. But for the Test team, we have two Sleipnirs, Curious Kitsune Jaguar, and Dramiel.
And did you say the Test team or the Godfathers team?
the Godfathers team with 3 Cyclones, Scimitar, and 2 Jaguars.
Okay, cool. Well, let me talk about the Test team because I love to talk about things related to me. I think that the Test team, the Kerrys and the Kitsune are gonna have to do a lot of work here. They're gonna have to be like the most ace pilots ever. I'm hoping that my moral support pushes Test through, but I like the Godfather stuff more. They've got the logistics ship. They've got the 3 Cyclones versus the 2 Sleipnirs. Cyclones really, really good, especially with the ancillary shield booster. Hope there's an ancillary shield booster on our Sleipnirs, considering we have no logistics. What do you think about these setups, Matt?
I think you're definitely going to see the ancillary shield boosters, but you're going to see these Cyclones just tear through these frigates as quickly as they can. They're going to get those jams off the field, get the Mollets off the field for the dams, and then they're just going to go after these Sleipnirs. I think this match really favors the Godfathers team, just for the sheer amount of the DPS from the Cyclones, but you can't discount the Sleipnirs with the Tech 2 resistances and the huge effectiveness of the ancillary current boosters, or shield boosters.
Well, I'm hoping that the fact that Test is really bad at EVE Online doesn't hurt them in this match, because they're already handicapped a little bit on setup. We're starting to lose that Dramiel for the Test team as well. We already lost a Jaguar, so come on, Test, you can do it. We do have one. There is a bright side. The Cyclone is about 40% shield. Hopefully he doesn't flip on that booster real soon. What are you liking about these Cyclones?
Well, Cyclones are great. You're not seeing any E-War coming from the Godfather side, besides the single web that's on that Sleipnir. It's kind of odd. They're not using any of their mid slots from the Jaguars as utility, but you're seeing a Sleipnir slowly die. It's getting boosted back up by that ancillary shield booster like we're talking about, which gives a huge tank with those Tech 2 resistances. That Cyclone on the Godfather's team is about 20% shield, so if they get it down, it's going to be huge for them. It's going to let him turn off that shield booster for a little bit and save some of those charges.
Yeah, Faith is boosting like a madman, hoping that he can survive his reload time. He's been boosting for a while. His reload time's about to hit. They need to drop this Cyclone before he has to reload, otherwise he is in trouble. And it looks like his reload time just went up. He has 60 seconds before he can boost again.
Well, he can boost now, just he has to use his own capacitor, and they're switching off the Cyclone, looks like, and starting to throw DPS on logistics. They noticed that they're not going to be able to compete with that logistics, but if they can get that off the field quick enough, they might be able to recover.
Yeah, no. I'm hoping that Kitsune is really pulling its weight here. Those 2 E-War freaks have still survived. There is a good side, but the Scimitar is not really taking the damage it needs to. And Faith is about to drop into armor, which is not good. Don't turn on your booster.
Yeah, like Ravi mentioned earlier in the day, one of the key things about anti-ECM is if you bring all ships of the same race, it's a lot harder for that Kitsune to get jams, because he's having to use either off-race jams or multi-specs to get those jams. That Sleipnir just died. They just lost a huge chunk of DPS, and I don't think they're going to be able to take out any of these ships without that second Sleipnir.
Tears are streaming down my face. They're very invisible tears, but you can see them sort of if you try really hard. This is really sad for me as a test pilot. It's a good match, though, from just an Alliance tournament perspective. I'm not going to go on and on about Test. The Godfathers put up a good fight in Fountain. Got sent to Faction Warfare, so we've won on that front. On TQ, we're doing pretty well. Doesn't look like we're going to do so well in the Alliance tournament.
Yeah, I think had Test brought the standard 2 Sleipnir Scimitar with 3 Merlins, I think they would have fared a lot better. Just without that logistics, the ancillary shield booster just couldn't keep up versus the DPS of those 3 Cyclones.
And we see Taco Rice and his carries getting slammed. And there he goes, dropping down. Only the Kitsune and a Sleipnir left. These would have to be the best pilots in EVE to even kill any ships left on the other team. Maybe they could catch one of these Jaguars, but with the reps from the Scimitar, don't think much is going to go down.
Yeah, it's a shame, but the match is over. They can't get enough DPS to kill any of these ships. The Scimitar is just going to kite itself out of range of the Sleipnir. They just couldn't get those ships out. The Kitsune tried to get those jams, but couldn't keep the. They jammed the GPS, not the logistics.
Well, Tess was relying on about 400 Drakes to show up on field to win the day. We had the Titan Bridge all set up and ready, but we couldn't get a signing one system. Really sad about that. Godfather's team gonna pull this one out. Looks like they're gonna do it with full points if they can catch everything, and Tess is gonna have 0 points. So if we can get like no ships on the field and win tomorrow or win next weekend, like we win with like 10 points on the field, then we've got the group stages locked down. But it's gonna be rough.
Last Test Sleipnir just died. The only thing left on the field for Test is the Kitsune. So nice try, Test. Good setup with the 3 Cyclones. I think this is the first time we've seen this besides whenever the PL match actually, but they.
You've just never seen a Kitsune solo 3 Cyclones, 2 Jaguars, and a Scimitar.
I don't believe you have yet either. Maybe another day.
I haven't either. That was kind of a little exaggeration, but the Godfathers team pull out a victory against Test Alliance. Please ignore. Full 50 points, complete shutout. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go cry and weep silently in my sleep. That is going to be it for today. Make sure to join us next weekend for the final 2 days of the qualifier rounds, and we will go on to group stages from then. This is Michael Bolton III signing off.
And it's Lazarus.